Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, email jealous my mom will babysit my son while I work from home. New to the group. My future in-laws declined their wedding invites before they were even sent. MIL trying to put wedge between us. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Email jealous my mom will babysit my son while I work from home. I just finished maternity leave. I am planning to work from home while my mom, retired, watches him. This was always the plan I conveyed to my husband before we even got pregnant. Now that work has started and I come to my mom's house on weekdays, MIL and husband are telling me to adjust the schedule so MIL can watch our baby 2x a week also. By the way, MIL is not retired. She is planning to work from home also, although her job is quite easy and she has downtime. My issue is that I don't want to lug around a million baby things, but triples of the things I already bought double of, carry my work bag around everywhere. On top of that, my mom does a lot for me. She makes me breakfast and lunch and helps me prep dinner for my husband and I. She washes all the baby bottles and does laundry whenever I need. I can actually work almost a full day. My MIL doesn't do any of these extra things. MIL gets to see the baby any evening of the week she wants, and we take the baby to her house for weekend visits too. Sometimes she drops by in the evening without even asking me. I've never given her a hard time for it. Now she is claiming that by working 5x a week from my mom's house, I am giving more bonding time to my mom over her. Why doesn't anyone just care about where I want to work from? What works best for me? So my question is, am I really being unfair? Should I just let my MIL have 2x a week? This isn't a situation that has to be fair. It isn't about bonding time. This is your child and you have chosen a childcare solution that works best for you. Don't make your life harder to cater to her wishes. It seems you already allow her plenty of bonding time. No is a full sentence and seems the most appropriate response here. To your husband, this isn't about quality time or visits or fairness. This is about what works best for me and my job. That's it. It is astoundingly convenient for me to have my mom watch LO while I work. I feel extremely supported. I'm not interested in changing anything. We can continue to visit your mom at our current frequency. If he continues to push, aka parrot, what his mother is whispering in his ear, why are you making her wishes more important than my work-life balance? This works very well for me, so why do you want me to change to something less convenient? Lots of why questions to make him explain himself. If it's anything about my mom wants or my mom thinks, then just repeat this isn't about her or about quality time, it's about what works best for me. Why are you putting her wishes above me? Also might need, this was agreed upon long ago. It only became an issue when your mom complained. Why are you putting her ahead of our agreement / ahead of me? What is your MIL? 12. Being a grandparent is a privilege, not a right, and not a bonding time competition either. She's a very entitled schmuck. It's your husband's responsibility to nurture a relationship between your child and his family. If he wants his mom to watch the baby 2x per week, he can work from home and take the baby there. Your MIL is not helpful in the way that you need her to be. She's not happy? Not your fault. No is a complete sentence. Just tell your husband no. Explain one time why the answer is no and tell him you're not talking about it again. The answer is no. Good Lord, the entitlement. It's a baby, not a timeshare. It's a baby, not a timeshare should be on a t-shirt. Maybe on a maternity shirt. An infant needs undivided attention. Your MIL works. The end. Absolutely. Why isn't Dear Mill asking what is best for the child? Clearly being shuffled all around all week, having different carers in multiple spaces is far less ideal for the child. Whose needs come first? This was always the plan I conveyed to my husband before we even got pregnant. That kind of says it all. Shut down anything else immediately. I would tell her she's silly to be jealous over daycare. She wouldn't be like that if it were a nanny or a daycare center. She's only jealous because it's your mother, and that's petty. Straight up, that's what I would say. The time to be delicate is never. Say what you mean what you say. Be direct and matter of fact. Exactly. I would add MIL, this is going to create a lot more work for me. My mom is doing this at my place, we visit you all the time, and tolerate your drop-ins, we would actually appreciate some notice, and it's not a contest. That is so true and well put. I did not even think of it like that. No, but your husband can adjust his schedule to take the baby and all of the baby's things to his mom's house. Let him deal with the inconvenience of this, not you. You'll help by writing out baby's schedule and an inventory checklist list so you get everything back. You can stay home and work. Or his mom can come to your house. Oh, but she has to work? How is this going to watch the baby all day? New to the group. My future in-laws declined their wedding invites before they were even sent. I just discovered this subreddit, and Reddit in general really LOL, and I've never felt more seen and understood. Just wanted to rant. Future MIL, SAL, and FAL all declined our wedding RSVP before we even sent the invites. The only explanation I can think of is FMIL was stalking our wedding website waiting for the RSVP to open. Me, 25F, and my fiancé, 26M, have been together for 5 years, but the issues have only appeared once we got engaged. It all started BC. We wouldn't let her take control of the wedding. She wanted us to invite her distant cousins, aunts, and uncles, some of whom I've never even met. Fiancé and I had set levels of family we wanted to invite, and it would not include those people. Shit hit the fan. We stopped informing her about the wedding and stopped bringing it up altogether because it was an argument or passive-aggressive comment every time. She did not like that. She sent us a 7-page email of all of the issues she's had with me spanning the last 5 years and essentially said that we were terrible people and I am manipulative and controlling, projecting much? She had never indicated that we had issues before. FMIL kept riding by our apartment and banging on the door late at night. We had to call the police. She's been harassing and stalking us all while trying to guilt and gaslight my fiancé. She escalated it so far that now fiancé and I are NC and everyone is blocked. She's trying to convince his other family not to come to our wedding. She made a giant post on FB about how fiancé and I are being selfish. She blasts everything all over socials and it's so embarrassing. She tried to reach out to my mom and sister and get them on her side, and she reached out to my old boss and they both talked *T about me to each other. This is just the tip of the iceberg, there's so much more as we've been engaged for a year and a half. The whole thing has made my fiancé realize how controlling she's been all his life, and he is now remembering a lot of what I would describe as childhood trauma. My heart breaks for him. I can't wait to marry him in 2 months and move the hell away. I am very lucky that this has opened his eyes. I got the ick like 2 years ago when she said she would go to our new apartment before us, meet the manager, get the keys and make copies for herself. I shut that down so fast, by the way. I also feel lucky that he stood up for us and our future instead of siding with her. I've been letting him handle it, and he hasn't necessarily done everything the way I would do it since he is very anti-confrontational, but when *T hits the fan he will step up. I'm still very proud. If he wasn't acting this way and protecting me, I definitely would run for the hills. I started therapy and am getting anti-anxiety medicine soon. Anytime we talk about her, I have a panic attack. It's gotten so bad I have random panic attacks with no trigger. Just sitting on my couch and it will happen. I'm a people pleaser and very sensitive, so this whole thing has been hard on me as well. All of their comments get to my head and make me believe that maybe I am the villain here and I broke up a family? How do you navigate that? She's never been diagnosed obvi, but I feel very strongly that she's a narcissist. I have confirmed her diagnosis as a B*TCH though. Thanks for letting me rant. All of their comments get to my head and make me believe that maybe I am the villain here and I broke up a family? How do you navigate that? Not the villain. Quite the opposite, the rescuer of the fair FDH in distress. You're the meddling kid who has foiled her plan to control FDH for life. You've done good. You are creating a new family, as is the proper order of things. FDH was always going to leave home and forge his own path. You aren't to blame for him growing up, and that's what she's blaming you for. Make me believe that maybe I am the villain here. How do I navigate that? Meet it with distance and objectivity. Try and get out of your head a little bit. Think about the facts of the situation. Girl meets guy. Girl and guy fall in love. Guy's family is okay. Girl and guy get engaged. Guy's mother changes. Guy's mother bangs on door in middle of night. Guy's mother harasses girl by contacting her family and boss, etc. If you lay it out, what have you actually done? Were any of her so-called issues with you valid? Has your partner ever given you feedback that you have done something wrong? In comparison, what has she done wrong? Try and force you to invite strangers to your wedding. Harass you. Try and turn people against you. Threaten to make herself keys for your place. And on and on and on. How do you know you're not the villain? Because objectively, on paper, the things she is doing, no normal person does that. Not even if they dislike their future DIL, normal people are polite but distant if they don't like someone. Normal, good people don't act like her. Oh, girl, wow. For real? This was us. As soon as we got engaged, his mother went absolutely insane. Sicilian family, super traditional, youngest child, only son. Yeah, I ruined her life because her son and I fell in love. But my goodness. Look at you and this titanium spine of yours. You're amazing. Your fiancé is amazing. You guys are gonna be just fine. Don't be embarrassed by someone else's crazy. She should be embarrassed for herself. Really, the only thing you'd ever need to say if anyone asked is, she wanted me to invite people I don't even know. We don't operate like that. No explanation needed. Like, sorry, I'm not inviting Mona from Catania, who neither of us have met. I don't care if she'll buy her own airfare. These women are just so entitled. Enjoy your wedding. When you move, get a P.O. box, maybe in the next town over or across town from your real address. The reason being is that after you move, they can put on the envelope under the return address, address correction requested, or something like that. And the post office will forward the envelope to your new address, and then send her a postcard with your new address. Then it makes life challenging again, unwanted letters, packages and uninvited guests just show up to your new home. Look into how forwarding your mail works, it may answer questions you didn't even know you had. You can also look into blocking letters and packages. I believe you can register certain address and USPS will just send them right back, but double check with your local USPS office or online if that is true. Congratulations on your wedding and your upcoming move. Wow. Just wow. Your JNMIL is a special kind of BSC. And throw your FIL in that category as well. And them declining the wedding invitation is just trash taking itself out. Luckily your FDH has a shiny spine, and he's the one you'll be with in the future, not his parents. I'm certain you'll be very happy with him, and that'll put some much needed damper on your anxiousness, combined with therapy. The very best revenge on your ILs are having a great life with lots of love. Congrats on your upcoming wedding and all the best from me. You haven't done anything wrong. She hates the idea of you. This would have happened with any girl that your fiancé got involved with because she would lose control. You will be the wife of her son. She has chosen to overplay her hand to desperately try to keep control over her son's life. It didn't work and she lost all access. Thank your lucky stars you have an awesome fiancé. As the wife of her son, your relationship is with your husband. Your only responsibility is to be polite, engage in small talk in her presence, and support your husband. It is his responsibility to manage the relationship with input from you. I would suggest taking up a new activity, something that is physical like climbing at a climbing gym. When you are anxious, go climbing or go work out. Exercise causes the body to produce endorphins or happy hormones. The best way to deal with anxiety is some physical exercise, if you don't have meds and haven't been to therapy. MIL trying to put wedge between us. I, 33F, and DH, 40M, have 2 kids together, 6MOM, 2F. We've been together for 12 years, with 1 break in between. MIL was getting $1,000 a month to live on for disability insurance from hurting her neck years ago at work. A few years ago she got the opportunity to get a cash payout, so insurance won't have to pay her anymore. It was in the range of $60,000. This is where my issues start. She called my DH about what to do. They agreed that he would cash the check for her and dish out the regular $1,000 a month she was used to. They decided this without me, or asking if I was okay with this. He put $20,000 away in a CD to gain interest for her, but she blew $40,000 in over a year on nothing important to better her life. She has no license, for instance. This is on top of her getting a job and making that money. She has developed a drug problem and always calls crying when she needs extra money. That would have to come out of our budget, or when her and BF get into fights which have turned physical where the police have been called and people arrested. It's become stressful for my DH, as he has his own issues, he's disabled, has a ton of surgeries coming up, and getting off of meds, quitting smoking, etc. To add to everything, she thinks she can move in with us if her life falls apart. She's early 60s. I've been nice the whole time, even buying her a flight and paying for literally everything when she was her out of my tax refund money, even if it meant I couldn't take a vacation. But her problems and intermingled assets have caused many an issue with DH and I. Money has been tight due to how much Joe has helped her, even selling my car to make ends meet. She's on our phone plan that we have been paying for years with no offer to pay even when she got her payout. Despite it's much cheaper than having her own plan. We finally reached ahead in our arguing, agreeing that she is toxic and an issue. Am I a jerk/asshole because I told DH that he has to distance himself from her, severing all ties, until at least she stops the drug problem? I didn't want to be too harsh, but I feel she is trying to drive a wedge between us and be closer to Joe than I am. For instance, should she have asked DH if I was okay with him taking her money to be accountant for her? I'm at a loss. Am I being crazy? Advice, please. Doesn't read so much that she is trying to drive a wedge between you, as she doesn't care a whit about how her financial problems affect you. You are definitely not overreacting. The first step needs to be both of you severing all financial ties with her. He doesn't handle her finances, you don't pay her phone bill, zip, nada, zilch. He can help her get emotional and psychological support for her drug problem, but he doesn't pay one thin dime towards that. The second step is that you and Joe agree, in writing, that neither of you will make any decisions that affect your finances without consulting the other person. It doesn't matter whether it's for your family, his family, or anyone else. That eliminates the insinuation that either of you are favoring your FOO over your family together. Step 3 is that you and Joe agree, in writing, that neither will offer to have family members move in with you without discussing it first. If he's smart, he will tell MIL that he has health and financial issues, so her moving in is not an option and she shouldn't rely upon that. This woman needs to get her life together, ditch the abusive boyfriend, deal with her substance issues, and make a financial plan to carry her through the rest of her life. None of that should be her adult child's burden. Know this, there is zero chance that she will improve her circumstances if you two rescue her every time that there is a crisis. These are all crises of her own making, she got herself into them, and she needs to get herself out of them. A disability is a challenge, not a justification for bad behavior. 1. A budget for you and DH is a must. 2. Completely separate finances for MIL. In my mind, it is not out of the question for DH to help MIL manage her money. However, in order for this to work, it needs to be 100% separate, i.e., separate financial accounts, separate utility/phone accounts, etc. 3. Some couples' budgets include that each person has discretionary money that they can spend without clearing with the other person. If this applies to you, any financial aid DH provides to MIL comes out of DH's discretionary money. 4. Regardless of number 3, any financial aid that goes to MIL that affects your budget needs to be agreed by both of you and is contingent on full financial disclosure by MIL. She shows all her expenditures. This ensures that you know what you are doing and allows you to identify longer-term solutions. You may be willing to give up some of your wants to help her with her needs, but I doubt you want to be giving up your vacations or your car so that she can buy drugs. She is not entitled to help from you or DH. If you or DH choose to give help, you can set conditions. This sounds complicated enough. I'd recommend you look into marriage counseling to help you both communicate and strengthen your DH's skills at setting healthy boundaries. It sounds like you may not have much budget for that, but maybe you can find something affordable online. You're definitely not crazy, and it sounds like you have a good intuition about what is going on. I'd separate finances so he can't take money from your nuclear family to give to his mother. He gives you his half or percentage of the bills, and he can waste his play money on his addict mother if he chooses. You're going to need to take control of the finances before he sinks your family with this idiocy. Thank you. Makes a lot of sense. I get wanting to take care of your parents, but you gotta take care of your kids and wife first. They decided this without me, or asking if I was okay with this. He put $20,000 away in a CD to gain interest for her, but she blew $40,000 in over a year on nothing important to better her life. He enabled her bad habits. I've been nice the whole time, even buying her a flight and paying for literally everything when she was her out of my tax refund money, even if it meant I couldn't take a vacation. You enabled her bad habits too. Both of you need to decide together to stop. Some therapy may help with this. If even one of you continues to enable her, this will just continue, and he can't go behind your back about finances if he sees any sort of long-term future with you. Make that very clear that you two can be open about finances and always have a conversation even if you disagree, but if he hides it, you're gone. And stick to that even if it's hard to do so. Some people don't learn with facts and spreadsheets. MIL may need to crash and burn before she does anything about it. Don't let her use your family as kindling for her fire. To answer one of your questions, IMO, it wasn't her responsibility to ask if you were okay with the financial arrangements. This was your partner's responsibility to consider it with you. I'd be absolutely livid if my husband had agreed to this without consulting me. Is this a pattern of behavior with your partner? If so, that really concerns me for your and your children. No, you haven't been harsh in letting your partner know a requirement you have in order to support your family with him is that he distances himself from his mother. In fact, make sure you're extremely crystal clear on what this looks like for you so there can be no excuses of crossed wires. I agree with the posters who are recommending therapy and financial counseling / a budget. I'm always a fan of individual therapy as well as couples, as A, you can start that immediately where it can take longer to get a partner on board, and B, you can affect so much positive change for you and your family purely by working on / taking time for self. Yeah. Emo, your husband needs some serious counseling, since he's been enabling his mom. You're not crazy. They, however, are. Him for going behind your back and enabling her for all this time. Her for, well, her. You both need help for this. She's an addict, and there's nobody more manipulative. They are very hard to shut down, and she's pulling you down with her. There will never be enough money, enough help, enough setting yourselves on fire to satisfy her. The sad truth is, you can't help her. Nobody can, unless she decides to get help for her addiction. Narcanon or Al-Anon would be helpful for you both, as well as couples therapy to help you learn to set boundaries and to walk away. Good luck! You guys need to set the boundaries right now, and tell her that she is not moving in. Anyone with a drug problem will cause you problems. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.